Gone fishing. It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
If only it would cooperate. There we go. Now we can hear everything.
All right. There we go. You got a lot of buttons to push in there. Glad it's you and not me.
I got a lot of buttons. I got a lot of cameras. I've got a lot of
Got
everything.
I know. A lot of screens. You got a lot going on in there. All I have is one button to push on and a cup of coffee to drink, and that's kind of how I like it. So
That
thanks for doing the heavy lifting over there.
doing the yeoman's work.
Oh my goodness. Well, we made it through a Monday. I don't know about you, but it felt like a Monday.
It was very Monday, but it wasn't
Yeah.
as Monday
Oh
as
boy.
this could be.
Okay. Well, that's good. And it was gloomy and chilly all day. It
Yeah.
would have been one of those days that to start the day off would have been great to either just like turn over in bed and, maybe snooze for another
Bundle
45
up.
minutes. Or my go-to, I would rather get up rather than lay in bed, and I'd like to make a cup of coffee, wrap in a nice warm blanket, and read. That's what I like to do on those gloomy days. Oh, it's just meant for
I'm meant to
reading.
roll over and go back to bed.
Would you? Okay, yeah. I don't mind getting up early, um, but I have a favorite chair at the lake, big squishy chair, and so somebody gave me the most fabulous blanket for a gift, and it is called, oh, let me see, the brand name is Minky Couture, and it's like a mink stole,
Oh.
only it's heavy, almost like a weighted blanket, not quite, but it is so warm. And on a night like last night, oh, to pull that up over you, so cozy. So I think I look forward to wrapping up in that blanket just a little too much because I would spend the whole day there if I
Yeah.
could. Especially a day like yesterday. Now we're gonna have some sunshine today. So
Yeah, it's supposed to be a good day
yeah. So
eventually.
yeah, and I think of all the people who are so excited about this new aquatic center in Fergus Falls, and it just
As
opened a
soon as it
week ago.
opened, it got cold.
I know. And were they even open yesterday?
I no.
I don't think so.
If they won't
65,
open up
isn't it?
until 65 degrees
Yeah, and it
and
was
yeah.
chilly all day yesterday. So, granted, they will be open today. It's going to be a
Oh
very
yeah.
nice day. Sunny, and we'll be into the 70s
I
today,
think
right?
81.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll take that. What, about a 30-degree swing from yesterday?
Let's take a quick little peek.
It
Yeah,
was.
83.
Oh, okay. Well, summer's back, I guess. Um, so yeah, don't you get to drag those flip-flops out and put the jeans away for today,
Yeah.
at least for a day, anyway. Oh boy, well, lots of things happening around our world, and I don't know about you, but every day it is such a disappointment to turn on the news
Yeah.
and see how horribly people behave. Not just in the things that they do, but in the things that they say. And you and I have talked about it so many times about, I just feel like I wonder if people really take a look at how they sound and how they appear. Something, and I'm talking specifically usually about social media because social media has gone from being this fun, lighthearted, share a great recipe, let's find out what your kids and grandkids are doing, to this mean and hate filled, just ranting all the time. And I wonder if those people really realize how Eeyore-ish they sound. I mean, and it's beyond Eeyore. It's beyond, oh bother. It is flat out just plain old mean. And I wonder sometimes if people remember. You and I have said this a million times. You will never change people's minds by angry, ugly posts like
Yeah.
that. But what you will change is how people feel about you.
Yeah. You won't
And
change anybody else's opinion, but you'll change their opinion of you.
yep, absolutely. And I have had my opinion changed of so many people, and it makes me sad. I just think, wow, do you realize how angry you sound? And these are people that I used to see such good things from, and
Yeah.
happy things. And here's what my kids are doing, or I've got a new business, or um, or just a funny meme, or, but there's just nothing like that out there anymore.
I do my best not to share anything political.
Oh, and I wish that were a rule because it gets you nowhere
No.
except in hot water or disappointment with your friends and people that you know. I also know people who I know don't agree with me politically. They were disappointed in the last election, very much so. But she still has the heart to post some great pictures of her cute dogs, and she posts pictures of her family and memories of her little girl, and there's still some happy stuff. And no matter how chaotic this world is, and it is spinning out of control.
It's a bit of a mess.
But you know what? For each of us personally, there's something that should bring you joy today.
Yeah.
And I think, and maybe you have to be intentional about it. Maybe you have to get up in the morning and determine, okay, what can I feel good about today? What do I have to be grateful for, joyful about? I even talked with somebody over the weekend, and they said that they have been suggested to sit down with a I don't forget what they call it, a joy journal or a gratefulness journal, something like that. And I don't know if you have to go to those lengths to write it down, but maybe you do.
Yeah.
And and if you find yourself in a grumpy old funk, or a mean and angry funk, maybe that joy journal not such a bad idea for you.
My source of joy today is going to be at lunchtime. My mom got a bunch of meats from Premier and likes making
Ooh.
Reubens, and so I'm gonna get for lunch. I'm gonna have a homemade mom Reuben.
Okay, well, see,
That
now
that that's
there's
enough
your
right there.
joy. There's
That's
your
my joy.
joy.
That's my
You
joy.
know what? I wake up every day, and one of the things I thank the good Lord for is my family.
Yeah.
And boy, if you can't find joy in that for the day, huh, you've dipped a little too deep into the ugly.
Yeah.
So try to dig yourself out. Think of something good today. Have some joy in something, and just put a put a hush on all the craziness going on around us on both sides of the aisle. Not everything has to be political. You can still have some fun and you can still be grateful and joyful.
Yeah.
So do it. All right.
Be joyful. Be grateful. Have fun. Put a
Yes.
smile on your face.
Yes.
And if you can't put a smile on your face, find somebody who will.
Absolutely. And there's nothing when they say laughter is the best medicine, boy, if that isn't the truth.
Open up Netflix and watch Nate Bargatze.
Yeah, he's funny and he's clean.
He's clean.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now I go from joy to the news, so sorry about that. But anyway, here's a couple of things going on. Of course, California is in a huge mess, and
It,
hard to believe that the mayor and the governor, they're blaming the Trump
of
administration
course.
for inciting violence. I've got to tell you,
No.
well, if you look back a few days, the violence was already there, and they're coming in to squash it. So I read a report this morning that said yesterday there was a lineup of National Guardsmen across the street and heavy presence. And they said as of this morning, not seeing that. So I'm hopeful that things
It,
are getting better. But the Marines are coming in.
it's almost as if, okay, we had the wildfires in California, in LA last year, and burned down half the town. It's like, the looters are like, hey, let's burn down the rest of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was also a story I read yesterday about a reporter who was reporting on all of the violence that was going on in
Oh, the
LA.
Australian one?
Was it
She,
that
there,
she saw them coming in with gas masks? They were very
oh,
prepared for this, so they knew that there was going to. I mean, these are the people that they bring in to cause trouble.
yep.
They're professional rioters,
Yeah.
and because people who are there for a peaceful protest,
Aren't showing up with
they
gas
aren't
masks.
showing up with, and they're boxes by the box load
Yeah.
with gas masks and all these provisions for continuing this riot. So clearly, and this reporter just stopped mid sentence because she saw what was going on and she knew that this was not a peaceful protest. This
Yeah.
was planned and plotted out. So anyway, there's that. But anyway, now of course California has decided, Well, what's one more lawsuit against President Trump and his administration after the state's National Guard was deployed to confront protesters in LA without the governor's consent? Maybe that's why he's got his nose out of joint.
Yeah.
Attorney General Rob Bonta argued the federalization of the National Guard deprives the state of resources. Governor Gavin Newsom accused Trump of escalating the situation, which was exactly the opposite of what he meant to
My
do there.
favorite phrase that I heard yesterday was one of the LA people were like, Trump brings in the National Guard because they were peacefully protesting. They're peacefully watching these cars
But
burn.
they weren't. Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what?
What?
Peacefully watching
They
the cars burn?
they actually said that.
Yeah.
Oh boy. You burn a car. And I heard law enforcement say where, someone asked them where is the line between a peaceful protest and a riot? And he said the line is when someone hurts someone else or destroys someone's property.
Yep.
And then it becomes a riot. So there you have it.
Yep.
Okay. Pretty black and white. Okay, this was a bold move, but I'm going to agree with it because the whole um, vaccine thing um, and how all of these vaccinations have been pushed through and pushed on people, and in some cases mandated, something needed to change because none of us have any trust or faith in the pharmaceutical companies. We have no trust or faith in those vaccines anymore. And I'm not the only one. And it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on.
Yeah, they kind of lost a little bit
People
of
have
trust.
less trust. There's no question about it. Well, anyway, the Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced the removal of all 17 members of the CDC's Vaccine Advisory Committee. He said, "You have become a rubber stamp for every single vaccine that has come through here, and it's no good anymore.
No.
You're not doing your jobs." So he is replacing them with 17 new members. Kennedy said this is necessary to restore public trust and ensure the committee prioritizes public health. The Biden administration had appointed the current members, and they are all out.
Good.
I think it's great. I think you start out with some people who absolutely take a good hard look at a vaccine that comes through rather than just automatically rubber stamp everything.
Let's get a vaccine that actually vaccinates.
Oh boy, that would be great. And Hurricane Barbara. Oh boy. Are we off and running hurricane season
Hurricane
again?
Barbie.
I'm just telling you, Florida, I have not made any formal plans. I have not booked any flights. I have not reserved any houses. So, Florida, just don't worry because I haven't done that.
2 out of the 3
Yet.
people I know that live in Florida are currently in either Battle Lake or Fergus.
Is that right? Well, in talking with my friend from Florida, she said it's getting harder and harder. I mean, people are leaving, people are selling. There's more stuff for sale than there ever has been, and insurance is high, especially
Property
if
taxes.
oh my goodness, and especially if you live in a ground level.
Oh yeah.
Like if you've got a home, the to insure that is just astronomical. If you live in a high rise, maybe a little less intrusive in terms of, what they're charging. But we all know that with all the devastation in Florida over the last, 5 years,
Yep.
Has been just profound. And it just keeps coming. So every time I see hurricane, I think, oh boy.
Plus
But
it's hot.
yeah, but just want to tell you, Florida, so far I've not booked anything, so I cannot be blamed for it this year, at least not yet. All right. Anyway, this one is the first hurricane of the Eastern Pacific season, churning about 150 miles off the west coast of Mexico. So it's a ways away. As of yesterday, Hurricane Barbara's center was about 155 miles southwest of Manzanillo. The storm is expected to continue moving northwest with life-threatening surf and rip conditions likely affecting the Mexican coast. So
Well,
far.
hopefully they can get some of that rain and put out some of those cars on fire.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't that be good?
That would be a great way to do it. Get a little hurricane through here, clean up the streets,
goodness.
wash it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got residual tear gas, you got residual,
Right.
whatever those protesters are on.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, when I see hurricane in the news, I start thinking, uh-oh, here we go again. And hopefully this is a season that is going to be so far less than what
Yep.
we saw last season. When we come back, controversy erupts over a no barking sign at a dog park.
Oh.
I'll tell you about that when we come back on Morning Talk.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishing, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishing helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishing can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
Roll into summer with Northwest Tire. Receive a $50 instant rebate when you purchase any set of 4-passenger or light truck tires in stock with installation and purchase of premium tire coverage. Plus, get a $100 instant rebate when you use your Northwest Tire credit card. See store or website for more details. Sale valid at your Northwest Tire June 1st through the 30th.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Sunrise Rotary is dedicated to improving the lives of others through a variety of health, hunger, and humanitarian efforts. This year's international project is the Farm and Health Security of Mount Selinda, Zimbabwe. Sunrise Rotary of Fergus Falls donated 2 farm tractors to the community of Mount Selinda in 2014. However, the tractors are in need of repair. With your help, new tires, replacement parts, and maintenance supplies will be sent to ensure the continued success of this project.
Thank you for generous donations from the private individuals in the community.
Summer weather can change quickly, and that's why you can count on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the Fergus Now app for up-to-date weather coverage. We love hearing from you and want to see your severe weather photos, whether it's hail, storm damage, threatening clouds, whatever it might be. To submit your summer severe weather photos, go to kbrfradio.com, then to Weather Spotter page located on the Weather tab. Summer severe weather coverage on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
Summer weather can change quickly, and that's why you can count on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the Fergus Now app for up-to-date weather coverage. We love hearing from you and want to see your severe weather photos, whether it's hail, storm damage, threatening clouds, whatever it might be. To submit your summer severe weather photos, go to kbrfradio.com, then to Weather Spotter page located on the Weather tab. Summer severe weather coverage on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Markets this hour brought to you by Ag Country Farm Credit Services, a customer-owned cooperative.
Good morning along the Red River Farm Network. Market update time. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains starting out mixed here today. Soybeans 2 to 6 cents higher. Corn 1.5 lower to 1.5 higher. Total Farm Marketing Market Advisor Brandon Doherty saying soybeans are watching talks between China and the U.S. today in England.
Soybeans are up a little bit, and I think that may just be due to anticipation that maybe a trade deal is getting closer with China. It sounds like the U.S. Trade representatives are meeting in London with Chinese representatives, and reportedly the talks are going well so far. So there's some hope there that maybe if they come to some sort of deal or negotiations, that maybe China will import more beans. I think that's probably what is maybe driving beans a little bit this morning. We also are seeing that there may be some trade deals close at hand with India, Japan, South Korea, Vietnam, but that's a little more uncertain. In any case, I think the trade is maybe a little bit optimistic about that.
Cattle markets continuing to be led by the cash trade.
Cash is still kind of king, and that's, I think, what's been driving the market. We'll have to see if we can continue this upward movement. At some point, I feel like we're going to run out of steam. It's just hard to know exactly at what point that is. So we are technically getting back into that overbought territory on stochastics. The RSI is getting near to overbought. So there are some indicators that, maybe we're getting close to a top, but the strength or momentum continues to be to the upside.
Reporting agriculture's business, you're listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Here's the latest from CHS Ag Services. CHS Ag Services sales agronomist Chip Olson is with us. Chip, let's talk about controlling spray drift.
Yes, we have a great product. It's called AccuVant. It contains a highly refined soybean oil that improves the performance and handling characteristics versus traditional oil emulsion formulations. It can be used with air assist and conventional spray nozzles. It improves the performance by increasing canopy penetration and deposition. Nice thing about it is it's very low use rate. Ground is 3 to 4 ounces per acre and air is 2 to 3 ounces per acre. It makes droplets denser, not larger, to control drift. Think of the difference between dropping ping pong balls versus golf balls. It's heavier. It keeps droplets in that medium to coarse range where they're most effective. The formulation flows out of the jug like water, whereas other drift control agents are thick and sticky. It's very easy to use. It works very well. Just contact any one of your sales agronomists at CHS and they can help you with it.
CHS Ag Services, providing solutions for your success.
Unique farming operations need unique financial solutions. Ag Country Farm Credit Services offers customized financing that fits any size farm, ranch, or agribusiness. The next time you're in the market for more land, equipment, facilities, or maybe even an operating loan, contact the team at Ag Country. They know agriculture and will work for you. Ag Country. Focused on ag, focused on you. Ag Country is an equal opportunity lender.
Local farmers. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company in Fergus Falls currently has open slots and accepting animals. They take the hassle out of processing and butchering your livestock. From custom cuts to expert butchering, they handle it all with care and precision. Serving Fergus Falls and the Lakes area, they're proud to support local farmers like you. Call or visit Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company today to schedule your meat processing. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company, where quality meets tradition, on Highway 210 East.
Feed.
July wheat Minneapolis down 10.5 to 612 even. July wheat Chicago down 5.5, 536.5. KC July hard red winter wheats down 7.25 to 530.25. July corn up 3 cents, 436.5. July soybeans up 6 cents, 1062 even. In Winnipeg, July canola is up 130 per metric, 711.30 Canadian. June live cattle down 22 cents, 226.77.75 now. August feeders up 20 cents, 311.85. July lean hogs up 57 cents at 107.77. You are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
What's the ox say? Today on Hot Talk with the Ox, well, okay then, is the special legislative session over after an all-nighter? Rest areas open, campgrounds, free health care for illegals, higher taxes on your pot? We've got lots to unpack and the schedule is fluid. But at 4:06, hear the West Side Liquor Wine Line with Jeff Anderson, and then hear fellow Ox listeners' Wines of the Week. See you for a busy Hot Talk with the Ox today from 2 to 5 on KBRF.
What's the ox say?
He taught you how to ride a bike, change a tire, and yell, "Four!" like he meant it. He's the king of the grill, the master of dad jokes, and the guy who's still using the same driver from 1998. This Father's Day, honor the legend with a round at Pebble Lake Golf, voted one of Minnesota's top 25 golf courses, because real heroes wear polos, and sometimes socks with sandals. Book your tee time now at playpebblelake.com. Pebble Lake Golf, golf like a father.
The Sunrise Rotary Adams School Reading Program gives members the chance to read books to second grade students at Adams Elementary School. The books are selected by teachers and purchased by the Rotarians. After the books are read to the students, they're made available to students in the school library. Children enjoy having books read to them, then they get a chance to read them on their own.
This message in support of Sunrise Rotary brought to you by Unity Center.
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
It's time for the Silverado Summer Extravaganza at Minnesota Motor Company. They have a great selection of Silverado trucks at huge discounts. With the discounts and trade-in cash, you can save up to $11,000 on a new Silverado. Plus, Minnesota Motor Company is throwing in an additional $1,000 trade-in bonus when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Contact the sales team for details. Together, let's drive. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
The Sunrise Rotary Adams School Reading Program gives members the chance to read books to second grade students at Adams Elementary School. The books are selected by teachers and purchased by the Rotarians. After the books are read to the students, they're made available to students in the school library. Children enjoy having books read to them, then they get a chance to read them on their own.
This message in support of Sunrise Rotary brought to you by West Tool Design.
I'm Jessica at the Fergus Falls Monument Company. I'm the first person you see when you come through the door, and I also talk to customers every day on the phone. Many of them find choosing a memorial ahead of time is convenient and works best when there is time to plan and think about it. Planning ahead not only gets you the everlasting memorial of your choice, it also helps your family through the grieving process. At Fergus Falls Monument, we can help you plan ahead and choose a memorial made right here locally. Call or stop in or visit us online at foreverstonememorials.com.
Rotary has been working to eradicate polio for over 35 years. Their goal of ridding the world of this disease is closer than ever. Rotary members have contributed over $2.1 billion and countless volunteer hours to help reduce polio cases by 99.9%. Since their first project to vaccinate children in the Philippines in 1979. It's crucial to continue working to keep countries polio-free.
This message in support of Sunrise Rotary brought to you by Quality Toyota.
Roll into summer with Northwest Tire. Receive a $50 instant rebate when you purchase any set of 4-passenger or light truck tires in stock with installation and purchase of premium tire coverage. Plus, get a $100 instant rebate when you use your Northwest Tire credit card. See store or website for more details. Sale valid at your Northwest Tire June 1st through the 30th.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
Be nice if that actually played. There it is.
Oh, it's Monday again.
It doesn't feel like a Monday, but I'm having
Oh, my
instances
goodness.
of Monday.
I kind of feel like 5 days of Monday are here for me this week. It's just the way the week is shaping up. It's just one of those, I don't know if you're like this, but I've got just kind of a crazy busy week and a big event at the end of the week. And I let that stuff just weigh me down, you know, and I shouldn't. I should just pick it apart and say, okay, today got to do this, this, and this. Tomorrow got to do this, this, and this. But instead, it all comes down on me at 2 in the morning. That's what usually happens.
2 in the morning. There it is.
And then I try to read, so I forget about stressing about something else.
I can't read at night. Because the problem is, A, I won't put the book down, and B, when I do put it down, it's like, what happens next?
I do that. Do you find yourself like making up what's coming up? Yeah, me
And then
too.
you get disappointed because what you made up was so much better than what
I
happened.
know, we should have wrote this. We should have written this book, you know. Oh boy. Well, anyway, so this is the kind of controversy I wish we had to deal with every day is a sign for no barking at a Montreal dog park.
That's
now,
pretty tone deaf.
Wouldn't that be nice if
Yeah.
that's as bad as it got.
And no barking at the place where all the dogs go.
Right, exactly. This is pet owners in Montreal. They're upset over a no barking sign at a local dog park. The sign, which prohibits dogs from barking, has sparked outrage among the community. Well, I can kind of see that. I mean, it is a dog park, for heaven's sake.
Now, my question is, here's the conspiratorial mind
Okay,
that
here
is
we
Dave.
go.
I don't think the city put it up. I think somebody in the neighborhood put it up.
Oh, very possible.
I think
Well,
that's what happened.
and you know what? I mean, dogs are going to bark.
Yeah.
At least from time to time. But incessant barking, I mean, barking at each other dogs the whole time they're there, that would get old if you lived across the street.
Yeah.
Um,
But I will say this, the Higgins Dog Park here in Fergus Falls, I've really never encountered that all the times we've taken Jack there.
have you? Okay. And you know, I have to admit, I thought when they were putting in a dog park, I'm like, who is going to go to a dog park? Can't you just walk down the street or let them out in the backyard? But not everybody has that. And I can't believe it. There are, I bet, a minimum of 5 dogs there every single time I drive by.
It is very well utilized.
Yes. Okay, who picks up the poop at the dog park?
You're supposed to pick up your own poop. Your
Okay.
dog poops, you pick it up. They've
Okay, I
got bags there. They tell you to pick up after your dog. And I
Okay, I
know
just wondered.
anytime Jack went for a squat, we've cleaned it up.
Okay, good. Well, I wondered how that went. But anyway,
The only time that we didn't clean it up, well, never mind, if people are eating.
yeah, they might be eating breakfast. Let's not go there. All right, many dog owners feel that it is unreasonable to expect dogs not to bark in a place specifically designed for them to play and socialize.
Yeah.
Agreed. The controversy has led to heated debates online and calls for the sign to be removed. Some argue that barking is a natural behavior for dogs and should be allowed in a dog park. City officials have yet to comment on the situation, leaving the fate of the sign a little uncertain.
Which leads me to believe that maybe the city people are going, who put the no barking sign up? I don't know who did that. That's kind of
Yeah,
dumb.
Yeah.
And then
I
you've
don't
got
know.
Karen across the street going,
Well,
excellent.
yeah, exactly. I have to say, if I'm the girl that lives across the street and it's just barking day and night, I would get pretty tired of that.
Yeah. But then again, we don't know the situation
We
of
don't
this
know
dog
the
park.
situation, and it's in Montreal, so I'm not gonna let that
Maybe
keep me awake
maybe
tonight.
they speak French. It's la bark, la bark, la bark.
All right, here is a story about some thieves that broke into a diamond broker's in South Barrington, Illinois, by cutting through the wall of a vacant office next door. The burglars used a wet saw to slice through the safe's steel walls, creating a messy slush inside. The heist, estimated at about $1.3 million, occurred over Mother's Day weekend and involved a well equipped crew who disabled the store's security system. Approximately 1,000 pieces of jewelry, consisting 90%, which is about 90% of the store's inventory, were stolen. The owner is offering $25,000 in a reward for any information leading to the thieves' arrest and an additional $50,000 if the stolen jewelry is recovered. Police are investigating that incident. So somebody knew what they were doing there.
Somebody knew what they were doing. They are probably not local, and they're probably long gone.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah. So, wow. Anyway,
it's kind of like
people
a
behaving.
movie.
People. It is a movie.
Dun, 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 dun.
Let's see what else we have. Okay, this I just can't even imagine doing this. But anyway, Swiss competitive powerlifter, his name is Elias Meyer, made headlines by breaking a Guinness World Record for spending over 2 hours buried in the snow. That's not bad enough.
Naked?
He's in swimming trunks.
Oh.
Just about naked. Anyway, he aimed to surpass. This is what always gets me. Why is there a record for that?
Because somebody wanted their name in a book.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you can come up with the stupidest thing. I could say, lay beneath this microphone for a week. Probably nobody else has ever done that. But does it do anything? I mean, is that? I don't get it. But I suppose I could.
Do you know why Guinness Guinness Book of World Records
I
was
know
invented?
you've told me this before, but I've forgotten.
It was to settle bar bets.
Okay.
They started writing down what is the fastest, what is this, what is this, what is
Okay.
this, and it was released to bars through the Guinness because Guinness is
Oh.
actually the beer. So the Guinness Book of World Records is the Guinness
Of
Company
course.
beer company,
Of course. Okay.
and that's how it started, and it's kind of ballooned into its own thing since then.
Well, anyway, his extreme feat showcased the determination to push boundaries and inspire others with his cold endurance challenge. Now, I don't know how that's going to, inspire anybody else
Well,
to
if
to
he's
do
lucky, if
something
he's
stupid.
buried in snow, odds are it melted right away and it crusted, and so his body
Maybe.
heat's going to heat it. Either that, or he's going to have one heck of a case of frostbite.
I would sure think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there's parts down there you don't want
Goodness
frostbite.
sakes. Well, he did have his swim trunks on. I don't know if that helps. Maybe they've got a layer of insulation or something. I don't know.
Thermal speedos.
Here's kind of a cool story. His name is Matt Vogt. He's a dentist from Indianapolis, and he qualified to play in the U.S. Open at Oakmount Country Club, where he caddied as a teenager. So he's a caddy, and now he's playing. He was ranked 1173rd in the world in amateur golf ratings. Um, he won the U.S. Open's final qualifying tournament in Washington State. With his father's recent passing adding to the emotional moment, Vogt wore a ribbon in his honor during the round. The 34-year-old Butler University alum will fulfill his childhood dream of playing in the major championship in his hometown. I told you I was going to try not to cry, he said. I feel like I'm going to wake up from a dream here in a little while, and this isn't going to be real, but it's real, and I'm so excited. So that's cool.
I think my amateur ranking is 10,476.
I think I'm off the charts on the amateur ranking deal. Sad news in music industry today. Sly Stone passes away at age 82. He was a groundbreaking musician, and he used um, funk, rock, and soul. Sly and the Family Stone.
Yep.
Died on Monday at the age of 82. According to his family, the cause of his death was due to a prolonged battle with COPD and other underlying health issues. Stone's family shared that Sly passed away peacefully, surrounded by his 3 children, his closest friend, and his extended family. They said, while we mourn his absence, we take solace in knowing that his extraordinary musical legacy will continue to resonate and inspire for generations to come. The family also revealed that Stone recently completed the screenplay for his life, a project that we are eager to share with the world in due course. As the creative mastermind behind Sly and the Family Stone, he created hits like Dance to the Music, you can hear that one, can't you? Stand, Everyday People, Hot Fun in the Summertime, and Thank You. So all of those songs. Yeah, very.
Hot
There
fun
it
in the
is.
summertime.
Hot Fun in the Summertime. That's a good one. They should be playing that at the pool today. It's good stuff, wasn't it?
It's a good song.
Yeah. Anyway, so all those very favorite songs. And anyway, he had, just like so many artists, it seems like especially musicians, had a lot of personal demons, and years of drug abuse kind of took a toll on him. But mostly he kind of just disappeared from the public spotlight after multiple attempts to relaunch his music career failed to achieve his previous levels of success. So Stone's life and music reached a new generation of fans due to Sly and the Family Stone's 1993 induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and a 2006 tribute to them at the Grammy Awards. So anyway, dead at the age of 82. So
a lot of great music.
Brought us a lot of great music for sure. Here is a young entrepreneur and a great story about her. Her name is Arabella Duffy. She's 12 years old. She has transformed her hobby of crafting miniature dollhouse decorations into a successful business. Using polymer and clay, Arabella spends up to 6 hours on each creation, ranging from tiny food items like cookies and croissants to detailed miniature rooms. After showcasing her work on social media platforms like TikTok, Arabella sold over 400 items, earning her around $2,500 each year. With plans to save that money for college, and she is going to study Egyptology. Did you know there was such a thing?
Oh, I knew Egyptology was a thing. People getting hired in
di-
that field is
yeah.
another thing.
I didn't know there was an Egyptology degree, but clearly there is.
It's like the old phrase, what did the marine biologist say to the mathematician? You want fries with that?
Yeah. Isn't that true? Anyway, her dedication and talent have garnered praise and inspiration for others. Her attention to detail and passion for history shine through her in her intricate designs, and each piece reflecting her creativity and imagination, and just that she knows how to do all that stuff and then make a business out of it on top
I mean,
of
good
that.
for her. I mean, I hope things
know.
go well.
I know, me too. I really do too.
She can make a little statue of Ra on the corner there.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, did we talk about the zebra that came back yesterday? That they got the zebra back?
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but yeah, they airlifted him out with a helicopter.
It's the funniest. Okay, so remember when our goat,
Curly
the goat, was on the lamb in our area, and what was it, like a month, wasn't it?
Oh, it was longer than that.
And people would get a Curly sighting,
Yep.
and then they would and people would see Curly and try to
Catch it.
catch the goat. And anyway, um, we had a lot of fun with that. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
they ended up writing this book about it. Well, they were having similar fun with this runaway zebra who escaped from, I don't know, a zoo or some kind of enclosure. And so then, of course, it caught fire on social media. And they ended up calling him Ed.
Ed.
Yeah,
The famous Mr.
Ed the zebra. Anyway, Ed was finally corralled and found in kind of a, I don't know if it was a wooded area, but it was kind of an area where it wasn't easy to get to him. So they airlifted him.
Choppered him out.
You choppered him out because they couldn't get the animal trailer to him. So they
The
threw
harness
this
was cute.
The harness. So imagine if you didn't see this, and if you didn't, you should go look because it's kind of cool. And he just looks like he's hanging in this harness, like, whoo, this is fun. It's kind of like parasailing, only it's at the zebra, and there's just this, like, I don't know what you call it, just this big wide strappy thing, and underneath him, and all four legs hanging down, and he looks like he's having a good old time. And they dropped him on that. Well, they didn't drop him. They set him down on the ground next to a trailer, got him loaded, and oh, good, we have it. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, so if you're watching online, I've got a photo of Ed the zebra in his little sling.
In his sling.
And
So
he's just
are all
hanging out.
his legs sticking out? I can't really see it.
They're
a little bit.
They're restrained.
Yeah. But anyway, he just looks
Yeah.
like, and when you see him, swinging, he's like, "Ooh, this is kind of fun." That's what it looks like. He doesn't look to be
To me, he looked
scared.
tired, and it's time to go home.
He probably was tired. He was on the lam for a long time. So, yeah, the runaway pet zebra named Ed escaped in Tennessee and right away became an internet sensation. He was on the loose for more than a week. He was safely captured, as we mentioned, on Sunday, and the helicopter was used to airlift him, return him to his owner. Anyway, he was spotted running along the interstate, forcing road closures, and he caused all kinds of trouble. He was filmed trotting through neighborhoods, and yeah, Ed the zebra got to be quite a guy.
Had a little bit more spectacular ending than Curly.
Yeah. Well,
the farmer went out. Wait, I got an extra goat, and that one looks kind of fancy. What's going on?
But and we actually had Curly here in the studio, which we are just getting rid of the smell now. And it was about 10 years ago.
I still remember I was sitting here, and all of a sudden it's like I had the door open, and the smell just smacked me in the face.
We have like a little lobby where you come in, a vestibule, if you will. So, and we ended up putting Curly out there because we brought him into the studio, and the smell was horrendous. So we ended up putting him out in that little lobby area. Got to tell you, that smelled for a while.
At least 2 months you could smell Curly.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, it was pretty
Oh.
smelly. But it was fun. Anyway. All right. Well, that is going to wrap things up. I think that's a feel good that Ed the zebra
Ed the zebra
is
got a
home.
ride home.
Yeah, he did. Anyway, that will take care of what we've got for you today. Our show today and every day brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. Have a great day.
It's Summerfest weekend in Fergus Falls. Friday night fireworks. Saturday at 6, it's the big parade. Live music and